Hey everybody, it's Terry B coming back with another video. This, I think for this video we're going to rip. Well, I think for this video that was the plan, but we're going to rip some 1989 Topps American Baseball. So for those not familiar with the set, Topps is in this release was trying to make a foray into the international market in terms of trying to expand their collector base. So this is a UK product, and I believe in '88 there was an American football release of this as well. The overall goal again was to really just try to get a foothold outside of the U.S. to, obviously increase their revenue, increase demand for the product. So without further ado, here is Topps 1989 American Baseball. So I picked this up on eBay. I think it was like 25 bucks. Sounds right. As far as I know, there are no real things to write home about. Like there's no inserts. There's nothing crazy that is going to be worth anything today. I believe it's just a straight base product. The cards are a little bit different size, which I'll show you guys here once we get this opened up. I think just from some quick research, the base set's not very large either, so we'll probably see a lot of doubles in here. Let's make it look good. We'll do the whole card shop prep. So originally when these came out, these sold for, if I can get this in here, trying to be all fancy. There we go. So these are originally sold for, move this closer, a whole 12 pence. I can't tell you how much 12 pence was in 1989. Anybody that wants to do that calculation is more than welcome. So here's the box. There's the packs. You can see the cello wrappers. Nothing crazy about the box itself. Kind of a generic logo. I'll show you guys the rest of the box. And there you go on the bottom. Made by Topps Ireland. All right. I did not know that Topps had a factory in Ireland, so I guess was specific, obviously, to these releases. So that said, let's get these open. Get these out of the box at least. Set that aside. All right. So a ton of packs. There's the packs. You get 5 picture cards and 1 stick of bubble gum. I've got zero interest in telling you if this bubble gum has any flavor left to it or not. You've all seen the junk wax bubble gum. I've seen some comments that this gum might actually look even worse. So without further ado, let me kind of work some of these off to the side so I've got some place to stack here. Let's rip some 89 Topps American Baseball. So there's our gum in all of its 1989 glory. So as far as the cards go, let me show you this pack, and I'll give you another card for comparison. So we got Frank Viola, Bobby Bonilla, Steve Sachs, Hall of Famer there, Eddie Murray, and Kevin McReynolds. So again, these cards are smaller. Let me find a comparison here. Here we go. So maybe about 3/4 the size of a typical U.S. card. All right, let's go. This is going to be a longer video just with the sheer amount of packs. I'm hoping with the number of cards we'll be able to fly through. So let's do that. Let's pull the cards. I'm trying to get the gum off the back as we open these. Let me just rip a couple of packs, then we'll fly through the cards. This would be a great place to actually just edit the video and show me fast forwarding to ripping all these. But oh yeah. In case you didn't hear that, on my plastic table underneath. Yeah. Alright, we'll open like 2 more, then take a look at the base set. Then I'm going to pause the video and open the rest of these up. That way we're not here watching me fumble with plastic packaging and extremely rock hard bubble gum. Alright, we'll pause there, take a look and see what we've got, and then I'll open the rest of these up off camera. So we got Pedro Guerrero, Juan Samuel for the Phillies, Dwight Evans, long mainstay in the Red Sox outfield, Joe Carter, Greg Jeffries, Hubie Brooks, the Hawk Andre Dawson, Claudell Washington, another Hall of Famer, Paul Molitor, Andy Van Slyke, who I met of all places at an Indianapolis Indians game. Another Hall of Famer with Mike Schmidt, keeping the Hall of Fame train going with Alan Trammell, David Cohn, Earl Hershiser. And if you're going to share the 1989 products with another country, be sure to throw in one of these checklists that we all absolutely hate, as we were looking for like some big rookie card. At least now. Back then, I definitely remember going through these and ticking cards off as I found them. But as you're looking for vintage today, it's almost like the death knell when you see the dreaded checklist. All right, Ruben Sierra, Harold Baines, Jack Morris. We've seen some Hall of Famers: Tom Bernansky, John Franco, Chris Sabo with the specs, Kent Herbeck, Ozzie Guillen, Wally Joyner, and Bruce Hurst. All right. So I'm going to pause the video here for just a second and go ahead and open the rest of these packs, and we'll come back and see what cards we can find. All right, and we're back. So I can tell you that probably took at least 10 minutes to open all those packs. And I left one because I forgot there was something interesting I read about these. So the ingredients for the gum, which again I have zero interest in trying, is actually in a couple of different languages. So you've got, it looks like, in English at the top, maybe French in the second, German in the third. I'm not sure. I thought that was pretty cool. I've seen some people have gotten these in the repack boxes lately. I've never seen them myself. I just happened to be looking for stuff to break on the channel on eBay, and these popped up, and they're relatively inexpensive and a little bit odd, so why not? Our gum card is Dennis Eckersley. The gum's not doing too much damage. Let's take a look at the back. So you get the facsimile signature down here at the bottom with some stats, some vitals, current year stats, so 88 stats, his lifetime stats. One, I guess, kind of tidbit about the player, but the cool thing I found was this Talkin' Baseball section. So remember, this was geared more toward the European crowd, so not a lot of folks necessarily understood kind of the way we scored or some of the stats. So you can see here in the Talkin' Baseball, the GS category indicates the number of games started by a pitcher. Dennis Eckersley pitched in 490 games, having started 361 and entered into 129 in relief, which I did not realize that Eckersley had more starts than relief appearances. Obviously that changed from 89 forward, but that's pretty cool. So everything is open. There's the last piece of gum, which I will tell you I dropped some on my basement floor here, and it completely shattered into like 6 shards. So there's a ton of cards. Let's whip through these. I will say I'm most likely going to have enough to finish set building. And like I said, it is kind of an odd set, so I'm going to build a set out of it. But if there's any player that you PC in here and you don't have these cards, I am more than happy to drop them in the mail to you. Just let me know in the comments what you guys need. Feel free again to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment, let me know what you think about 89 American baseball. So let's roll here. We got Roger Clemens, Darryl Strawberry, Rafael Palmeiro, Jack Clark, Eckersley, Frank Viola. So you're going to definitely see some doubles. Bonilla, Steve Sachs, Mike Witt, Mike Marshall, Brady Anderson, Mark Gabiska. One day I'll learn how to say that correctly. Unless you guys know, feel free to give me the phonetics. Pete O'Brien, Eric Davis, Rock Raines. Really cool Tim Raines card there. Gerald Young, Barry Bonds, Will Clark, Cal Ripken, Mike Greenwell, Greg Swindell, Bill Doran, Charlie Huff, Corey Snyder, Sweet Lou Whitaker, Rick Ruschel, Dave Winfield, Kirby Puckett, Tony Fernandez, Carlton Fisk, Ricky Henderson, Dale Murphy, and Kirk Gibson round out that handful there. So we've got Glenn Davis, Roger Clemens. There's the straw again. Jack Clark, Palmeiro, Eckersley, Ricky Jordan, Doc Gooden, George Brett, Walt Weiss, David Cohn, Oral Hershiser. Checklist. So I think I've only seen one checklist so far other than this one. So I'm going to guess there's probably a 100 card base. 88 card base. Yep. So yeah, definitely going to have enough to build the set. So let me know what you guys want out of this. And again, more than happy to send it. Ruben Sierra, Harold Baines, Kurt Gibson, Fernando Valenzuela, Mark McGuire. Feel like I'm looking at Upper Deck and I'm the one that stacked these. Mike Schmidt, Alan Trammell, Kirby Puckett, Fernandez, Fisk, Henderson, Murphy, Huff, Corey Snyder, Whitaker, Ruschel, Winfield, Will Clark, Cal Ripken, Mike Greenwell, Swindell, Doran, O'Brien, Davis, Raines, Young, and Bonds. You got Ozzie Guillen, Wally Joyner, Bruce Hurst, Hubie Brooks, Andre Dawson, Jack Morris, Bernansky, John Franco, Sabo, Herbeck, Washington, Molitor, Van Slyke, Canseco, Jay Buhner. I don't think we've seen that one yet. Andre Dawson, Washington, Molitor, Van Slyke. We literally just saw those in that exact order. Canseco, Herbeck, Yen, Hurst, Joyner, Brooks, Baines, Morris, Bernansky, Franco, Sabo, Gabiska, Anderson, O'Brien. Something sticking to the back of that. Checklist. Actually, I'm going to hold the checklist out just so we can note the Hall of Famers there. Ruben Sierra, George Brett, Walt Weiss, Johnny Ray, Mike Witt, Mike Marshall, Jack Clark, Palmeiro, Eckersley, Jordan, Gooden, Mattingly, Yount. First Yount we've seen. Glenn Davis, Roger Clemens, Strawberry, Murray, McReynolds, Ron Gant, Fred McGriff, Benny Santiago. All right, getting some new names. Jose Canseco and Jay Buhner. Let's roll through this last stack. We've got Glenn Davis to lead it off. Clemens, Strawberry, Clark, Palmeiro, McGriff, who I think is completely underrated. Probably should be in the Hall, just personal opinion. Santiago, Mattingly, Yount, Davis, Eckersley, Jordan, Gooden, Brett, Weiss, Johnny Ray, Mike Witt, Mike Marshall. So Witt and Marshall must follow each other. Anderson, Marky G, Johnny Ray, Mike Witt, Mike Marshall, Mark G again, Anderson, O'Brien, Checklist, Sierra, Baines, Morris, Renansky, Franco, Sabo, Herbeck, Guillen, Hurst, Joyner, Hubie Brooks, Andre Dawson, Claudel Washington. All right. One last stack to go through. And I am sure we've seen everybody at least twice. Molitor, Van Slyke, Canseco, Buhner, Viola, Bonilla, Murray, Sachs, McReynolds, Gant, Fernando Valenzuela, McGuire, Tony Gwynn, Dave Stewart, Bo Jackson. All right, maybe we haven't seen everybody twice. Ron Gant, McGriff. Oops. Santiago slides out of my hand. Mattingly, Yount, Brett, Weiss, Johnny Ray, Mike Witt, Mike Marshall, Greg Swindell, Bill Doran, Charlie Huff, Corey Snyder, Lou Whitaker, Wade Boggs, Mark Langston, Teddy Higuera. All right, so there's some new names. Brett Butler, Gerald Perry, the Wizard, Ozzie Smith, Alvin Davis, George Bell, Ryan Sandberg, the Big Cat Andres Galarraga, Ricky Jordan, Dr. Gooden, George Brett, Walt Weiss, and Johnny Ray. So that rounds out the box. So if we take a look back at the checklist here, so you've got, as far as Hall of Famers, you've got Baines, Boggs, Brett, Will Clark, I think, will eventually be there. Roger Clemens, I think, will eventually be there. Andre Dawson, Eckersley, Fisk, Tony Gwynn, Ricky Henderson. On the back, I thought Mattingly, kind of like McGriff, should be there at some point. I would probably say the same of McGuire. I know, folks have their opinions on McGuire, Sosa, Bonds. Everybody knows what era that was. So, I mean, if you're going to penalize one, you've got to penalize them all, I guess. But we'll see. Definitely were instrumental in bringing back viewership after the strike. So, I mean, if for nothing else. So, Molitor, Morris, Eddie Murray, Kirby Puckett, Tim Raines, Cal Ripken, Ryan Sandberg, Ozzie Smith, Alan Trammell. I believe Dave Winfield's a Hall of Famer. I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure he is. And Robin Yount. So, I mean, the set's worth practically nothing, I'm sure. I mean, it's junk plastic. I mean, it wasn't even really wax, but still pretty cool to see something that wasn't even marketed here in the U.S. So, in a really decent Hall of Fame base. Probably not in '89, but obviously now that we know kind of where some these careers trajected toward the end. So that's Topps 89 American Baseball. I've got a couple of TTMs I believe I'm going to be able to hit up for next week. I've definitely got 2 back. I'm anticipating 1 or 2 more coming, so I can do a really quick TTM video. I've got some junk wax coming as well. I bought a couple lots off eBay of packs to rip, so we'll make sure we do that as well. If you guys haven't figured out, I absolutely love junk wax, oddity products. So if you guys have a line on anything that might be cool to open on the channel, I'm kind of like everybody else. I'm on a budget to an extent, but I'm definitely willing to go out and procure some things just for content. So yeah, if there's anything kind of weird or see decent deals on junk wax, feel free to drop it in the comments, and we'll see if we can open it up on the channel. So thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate you listening to as I'm battling through a cold here. Again, appreciate all the support. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already. Take care, stay safe, and we'll have another video out again soon.